بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Hello students of semester 4. This is lecture number 5. Today, inshallah, we are going to talk about the difference point. I think it is easy to know that the internet started in the 1960s, and the United States Department of Defense started it because they wanted a computer network to help the American military. In the 1970s, scientists worked on it and learned how to send messages between computers. Then, in the 1980s, telephone companies made it possible to communicate on the computer network in many more countries. An international computer language was formed. To take notes from lecture like this, you can just put the date 1960s between two brackets. This is just a brief note that makes you remember what has actually been said when this date is mentioned. Again, you can write just USA, that is United States of America, and this note makes you remember who started the internet. And again, you can write the word Y and between two brackets. That is, you can write down the reason because the Department of Defense of America want a computer network so as to help them help the American military. Again, on the other way around, you can write the date 1980s. Remember, there is a difference between 1980 and 1980s. Of course, when you talk about 1980, you are talking about 1 year. That is from January up to December, January 1980 up to December 1980. We are talking about about 1 year. That is the year 1980. But when we find this little s just under the number 0, the 1980s, we read it like this, the 1980s, and here we are talking about 10 years. When we say 1980, we are talking about 1 year from January to December. But when we say 1980s, we are talking about 10 years. That is from 1980 to 1989. There are 10 years. This is the difference between 1980 and 1980s. So you can just put this date between brackets to make you remember that what happened exactly in the year 1980. Yes, another point or another note you can write down is that the born of the languages, that is an international language and Dutch computer language was born after the internet. I mean, after the discovery of the internet, or let me say the invention, in fact, of the invention of the internet, because internet is an invention, it is not a discovery. So, by the invention of the internet, international computer languages were born. The second paragraph concerning the topic of the internet is actually about the uses of the internet. In what way do people use the internet? We can use the internet for millions of things. We can Google for information about anything and everything. You can buy and sell clothes and cars. You can book a hotel. You can book a holiday, or you can buy tickets for the cinema, or tickets to travel abroad, or whatever you do with these tickets. You can pay your bills, you can play games with friends from all over the world. You can watch your favorite TV programs, and you can chat your friends and share photographs on Facebook. You can write a blog about your life. You can, in fact, the list is endless. The list is long. So there are millions of uses of the internet. Here, just for practice, you can give short answers for the following questions, and this is in a way of analyzing the text. Try to answer this question: which tense is the text? Is it past? Is it present? Is it simple? Is it continuous, perfect, or future? Which tense is the text? To know the tense of the text, you have to focus and you have to scan or to skim the verbs that mentioned in the text and look at the verb, look at its structure and building, how it is built, how it is formed. This can give you a chance to know which tense is the text. Yes, try also for practice to give examples of the following. Try to give verbs in present time from the text. Give verbs in past time, give present simple active, present simple passive, adverb of time, adverb of place. You can find all these things, and this gives you a chance to analyze the text. And it is a good time to know what are the parts of the speech and to practice some grammatical terms in the concern. For the small assignment of today, when you finish reading the text from the text above, I mean the text on the internet, try to give examples of the following. Give examples of propositions from the text, give examples of adjectives, examples of adverbs, nouns, subject pronouns, object pronouns, and possessive pronouns. Yes,